Hi guys, Billy back, and this time we're going to be having a look at my latest update to the 1/6 cave. Okay, let's have a quick look and have a check inside. What the hell? This ain't my room. No. Very odd. Huh. There it is. Okay guys. This is the 1/6 cave. Okay, hope you enjoyed the intro. That took ILM 6 months and $200,000 I believe to make, which is extortionate really, but you know, hey, that's the price you pay for high quality special effects. Now, this is room 237. Why room 237? Because you must never go into room 237. I've already done this video once today, but unfortunately I didn't turn the bloody microphone on. So I'm very surprised and angry at myself. So we're going back in now. We're doing a quick sweep all around the room with all of my collection so far. There's plenty of shelves. But if we come in quickly, we can just dip in and straight away have a look at the Mezcos. And these are the Marvel ones. And as you can see, I've done a custom Punisher with a Kai Labs white harness. And I've also painted a skull on his t-shirt and taken off the skull armor. So he's a little bit different from the official Punisher down there. And that's a Blade, that's a new one. And we've got Marvel Netflix Daredevil, and I've done a little bit of customizing to it, not much. I'll just put some padding in the torso so that it doesn't look so loose and ruffled, and the panels don't look as puffy as they did before. It's not a big fix, nice and simple, but it really works. And my latest Mezco is the Sovereign Knight Batman, and these are my DC Mezcos. And of course we've got some Nightmare Before Christmas stuff at the back. And we've got all my Corpse Bride figures up the top there. Sorry, I've got an itchy eye, hang on. Ugh. Itchy as hell. As we can see, we've got some of my Nightmare Before Christmas snow globes, Batman, the Batmobile, and the Expressions Pack Harley Quinn. I think she's new, but she was a pain in the butt to sort out because she doesn't stand on her own, and the stand she comes with doesn't really fit. It doesn't fit around like it should. The stems are too long at the back. Pain in the butt. But I got it all sorted and it looks pretty nice, don't you think? I think it works really well. I think all these extra accessories really make the pack stand out. But unfortunately it was just a pain in the butt to stand. But how as ever. Anyway, we come along. We can see this shelf hasn't changed much. And you can tell it hasn't changed much. You got Robocop and all that. If you really want to see me go in depth in some of these, go straight back into the other videos on my channel and you'll see. But this is my latest and greatest, the Wolf Predator. I really like this thing. It's really cool. Again, the Hot Toys Predator 2.0s are phenomenal. I've gotten rid of all the original 1.0s and it's all the 2.0s now that I own. City Hunter looks fantastic. Scar. And I've got at least one representation of a Predator from the films in some way, shape or form. Not all of them. But yeah, if we stand back, they all stand pretty cool together on the shelf. And then we come back around. We can see these are the movie Maniacs. Not much has changed here. I have put Saitama, the pajama version, sitting in Sweeney Todd's chair, and Sweeney Todd's going to give him a nice fine shave, the kind of shave that gives him that super bald head. And then we got Ichabod Crane there, Shining, Scream, Ripley, Mulder. I nearly forgot his bloody name there. It's Mulder. Then we've got Hannibal the Cannibal, Tyler Durden from Fight Club, and this is the Matrix Neo. This is a newer one as well. It's one I got this year. I love this figure. It stands out so well. Bloody lovely. So many accessories and he poses great. A lot of people have been complaining about the head sculpt, but I don't think the head sculpt's that bad. We've got Die Hard. I've weathered him a little bit more, so just vest is a little bit more dirty. And then we've got Builder Butcher at the back, which is a mixed match of different things. That's the Rain Man head sculpt. I was so glad he was selling off some of the stuff, and the website was closing down, so they had a sale, and I grabbed one of them. It was beautiful, and I've custom built the knives myself and stuff. Go back on my channel, there are videos about it. One of my least popular videos was when I was thinking about using a third-party head sculpt. People went nuts, so have a look back there. And these are two customs that I'm working on. This is the Steampunk Girl custom. This is by Super Duck. The clothing's by Super Duck, the head sculpt is Super Duck, and I think it's just a TB League body. I really like this. I don't normally buy unlicensed sort of things that are not at least attached to an IP, like a movie or a TV show I like, or even a book. But you know, this just stood out to me, and I absolutely loved it. So I pre-ordered one, and for ages the grey version wasn't in stock. It was always the brown version. But then for some strange reason a whole load of them appeared again. I think there must have been another batch. So I grabbed it quickly because I missed out the first lot. And I'm doing a custom kit bash for a Black Widow using a mix of different items, including the Alice clone suit, a third party head sculpt, and a lot of Painkiller Jane accessories. So she looks pretty badass. And then we come down and we can see my NECA Ninja Turtles here. We've got the One Punch Man set, Vader, C-3PO and R2-D2, and then we've got the Ghostbusters. Some of my favourite figures in the collection. I love them. And if we come across, we're going to pull open this Detolf I've got here. It's the last Detolf I have. At some point I'm thinking about putting some more twin slot brackets at the back there and just putting some more shelving there. So I've got a little bit more space because I'm running out. Okay, up the top here we've got two 1/4 scales. I'm thinking the 1/4 scales are going to go. These Batmen, they're going to probably have to be sold off. And I did a, this is the HC Toys Thanos, and I've made a throne for him. It works pretty good, it looks pretty nice, and it works well. Then we come down, we've got Jack Sparrow, Damn Toys, Assassin's Creed 4, Edward Kenway. We've got Davy Jones, or Captain of the Octopus. It's Davy Jones basically. It's a really nice figure. Looks great next to Jack Sparrow, the DX06, and a whole ton of accessories from other parties, including the monkeys. And then we come down, we can see what I did with that custom Iron Man that I made. We've put him in this display piece with the Iron Man 3 workshop Tony Stark with all his accessories. And I've even put a toolbox there at the back with loads and loads of tools inside it. They're great, you can get them on eBay pretty cheap. Very nice, looks cool. And then we come down, and I actually have 5 caps in my collection now. But these are 3 of them inside the Detolf, and I've also got Age of Ultron cap and the Infinity War cap, and I'll show you those in a sec. But these are my favourites. I really like these 3. High quality. Concept art cat is brilliant. I'm really tempted to try and hunt down the concept art Iron Man. Not a massive fan of the paint application though, that's why I didn't jump on it straight away. But I could convince myself later on to get it. Moving on, we're going to come up, we'll see there's a couple of 3 custom figures I put up there. An Iron Man helmet, Hush statue, awesome. And that statue there, the Batman vs Wonder Woman one from the video game Injustice, that's going. A lot of the video game statues I've got are going at some point, if anyone buys them that is. And we move across, we can see this is my proudest shelf at the moment, the MCU shelf. I absolutely love this. I went out and I decided to go pick up some what I call legacy figures. They're figures that I didn't pick up at the time, but now that I actually have a bit of time to chase them down, I did. And a lot of the Age of Ultron stuff has been going quite cheap because everybody's suddenly just wanting to jump on Infinity War and Endgame and to hell with the older figures. So you can actually pick up a lot of the Age of Ultron line really cheap. And I got the Age of Ultron Thor there. He was a brilliant price. Vision, Hawkeye, Black Widow, and Quicksilver. All together, all in one big bulk buy, was a fantastic price, and I'm really glad I jumped on it. Had to do some driving to go pick them up, but didn't mind. As you can see, this is more of a classic Thor look, so I'm happy to have him there. Classic cap, Age of Ultron Captain America. And we got the Mark 43, one of my favourite suits. After the Mark 43, it starts to become a little bit more like they were going for more organic looking suits and things like that. And it is a shame, because I do like an Iron Man to be sort of a little bit blocky, a little bit bulky, very much like this. Very proud to have that in the collection. Stunning. There's all these accessories that come with all the different pieces, with all the different figures. Looking good. And then I picked up Scarlet Witch, the original one, again being sold very cheap. Everyone wants a Civil War one. I'm more than happy to just have her in the collection now. I sold the custom one I made to a very happy customer. Avengers Hulk, my custom built Winter Soldier. Still love that piece, it's my favourite custom to date. Vision, Homecoming Spider-Man. I know they've released a Far From Home version of this. I might be getting it. There's no real need to pick that up. If you missed out, then yeah, grab the Far From Home one, definitely. But if you've got the original, I don't think it's needed. But yeah, Justin said in his videos, there's the ankles. Yep, you're right, the ankles are a bit shoddy. And Hawkeye. Then we come along, I've got the Mark 1 War Machine and the Black Panther from Civil War. Really like these. I won't be getting any of the other Black Panther figures. I'm not a big fan of the film, to be honest. I didn't think it was that good. Bit mediocre, to be honest. And some of the special effects at the end, bloody dire. But yeah, I can see how some people enjoyed it. So, but I still think he was way cooler and way better in Civil War. Just had more interest in, and he had his own, like, a bit more personality, in my opinion. And then we've got Doctor Strange from his original movie. That's not the Infinity War version, as you can see. Still a great figure, still fantastic poser. And Ultron is a legacy figure I picked up nice and quickly for a great price. These things are going really well. I'm really glad I got him, because there aren't a lot of MCU villains out there from Hot Toys. So whenever they release one, you should really, you know, try your best to grab them. Obviously prioritize the heroes first, in my opinion, and then secondary go for the villains. But this is why Hot Toys struggle to sell them. That's why they don't do as many, although I still think they should do a Crossbones Falcon, Winter Soldier. This is one of the figures that really blew me away, the Mark 1 Age of Ultron figure. It's fantastic. All these details in here. All these pistons and wires and the burn marks and the battle damage and the oil leaks. This really did surprise me when I got it. I was not expecting it to be as great as it was. One of those ones I thought, yeah, I'll pick it up because, you know, it's going for a reasonable price and I really want to try and get a few more villains in the collection. So when this thing turned up in the eBay pricing listings, I picked it straight away, and I've got to say, I do not regret my purchase. One of my favourites now, if I'm honest. Thanos. Hello, boy. I'm back again. I've done a video review on him. He's great. I love him. What a detailed figure. Articulation is arse. Bend his arms and they look terrible. So if you're going to do a bend in the arm, use the custom built one they got. But he's a nice looking figure. I've got the endgame version coming, so looking forward to having a good old gorp of that. There's the other head sculpt, beautiful. Another legacy figure, the Chitauri Commander. Picked this up, going, I needed a few villains. Very glad I got that one. It's actually a very nice, very detailed figure. It's just, he's going for such silly prices now. It's really cheap. So you'd be silly not to pick one up while they're going so cheap. And there's Crossbones, not really a great figure. The more and more I look at it, the more it turns me off. I just don't think it looks very much like Crossbones. That needs a new helmet. If it had a new helmet, perfect. I think it would work even better. We could get away with the rest of the stuff. but unfortunately the head sculpt just leaves a little bit to be desired. And the mechanical and Deadpool 1. And then of course we've got, actually this is the brand spankingest newest figure in my collection, the Iron Legion. It just turned up the other day, so I put him on the shelf. Tried to give him a saluting pose, but he looks more like he's squinting, looking off into the distance, trying to block the sun from his eyes. He's going, oh, what the hell's going on over there? But yeah, I like that. And that's mostly that shelf. Like I've crammed them all in there. I think this might be a bit too cluttered for some people. Some people will think, it's just too messy. But I just wanted them all clustered together to make them, you know, overwhelming to look at. I think it's done a fantastic job here. And then if we come up, we can see I got the suit up gantry in the end. This is the original version, not the newest version that they did, but I'm very proud to have that in the collection now. I've got another Mark IV that's in there at the moment. Very chuffed. I think it's great. I sold all the other parts to the figure and I made quite a bit of my money back, to be honest. So again, everyone was trying to sell off 1.0s and I'm snatching them up at bargain price. There's a Mezco stand with a Marvel legend on there. I think it's Jack-O-Lantern, I think they call him, or something. It's just from Spider-Man, I think. I just really like pumpkins and I just thought that figure was really cool. And I saw it in the Disney store one day and I just nabbed it. I quite like to buy Marvel legends occasionally just so I can stand there and pose them. And Infinity War Cap, he is part one of a 3-part set that I plan to get. The Infinity Trinity, as I call them, that's copyrighted. Don't copy that. Nobody has ever thought of that before. I think. Maybe. Who knows? But yeah, no one's ever thought of it before. It's mine, copyright. It's all mine. Yep. Done. But as you can see, he looks awesome. I've got the Mark 50 coming and I've also got Thor. Really looking forward to those. Custom Spider-Man, Black Widow, Punisher, and the Man of Steel figure at the back there. Oh, my arm's killing me. Sorry about that. And then we've got my DC collection as per usual. Nothing's changed as far as this is concerned. Got Bruce. Bruce has got a little bit of that yellow into the shirt now. It's a shame that. Might have to try and get that re-dyed or bleached. As you can see, as this is sort of the anniversary of the '89 Batman now. Happy anniversary, Bats. Beautiful figure. Definitely a Grail piece. Batman Returns and Catwoman, another Grail piece. You've got the DX12. Yeah, it's a DX11 and 12 there. Yep. Arkham Knight, Arkham Asylum Joker, Arkham Origins Deathstroke, and we've got Batfleck and then we've got Red Hood. I just wanted one Batfleck in the collection, I didn't need many. I'm not a big fan of DCEU, but as long as I got one representation of him, I'm happy, and I quite like the design of the suit here. Minus the goggles, I hate the goggles. And then we come back, we've got the '89 Batmobile. This is my piece de resistance, my proudest piece in the collection. I love this thing. Just makes me smile every time I look at it. It just, such a beautiful gift for my wife. And here we have the Hulkbuster. Hello, Hulky. And stepping back, we can see we have the Thor Ragnarok set, and I absolutely love these guys. They're great. Loki's head sculpt is a little bit off, but in the video review I did of that, you can see why it's a bit off. But you've got Gladiator Thor, and we've got Hela, and we've got Hulk at the back there, and that Hulk is impressive. He's massive. I'm really glad I got this collection. That's going to sit proudly on my shelf for ages. And we've got the first 7 armors there, as you've seen before. I don't really have the space for the Hall of Armors, but I'm more than happy to have all of these in the collection. Battle Damage Mark III, the Mechanic, Racer Stark, Silver Centurion, the Mandarin, and a repainted Silver Centurion in blue. Okay, coming down just above the monitor, we've got my Hulks. These are my 112 Hulk collection, Infinity War, SHF Figure Arts Hulk, which never actually appeared in the film, which is a nice oddity. The SHF Gladiator Thor and Hulk. Age of Ultron Hulk. Lots of people slag that off. I still think it's a great poser. It's a really fun figure to play with. Just doesn't look anything like the one from the movies. And then we've got Mezco Thor and Mezco Hulk. Still very nice. The off colour of the hands and feet and head towards the body was always a bit disappointing, but I live with that now. And then we've got some movie figures, some horror classics from Mezco. And I'll tell you what, I think these are their best Mezco figures. When they step up to the plate, they seem to take real pride in making these. Jason, Michael Myers, Evil Dead 2, Ash. I've got Freddy Krueger on pre-order. I'm waiting for that to arrive, and I think they're great. They're absolutely fantastic figures. They're really detailed, really well made. The suits and clothing are exemplary for their scale. Really good shout. So much fun to just sit there and pose and play with. Bumblebee. Hey Bumblebee, I did a recent review on him, and I've got the replacement head now, thank you 3A, which is nice. And then we have the 112 gantry with a Comic Cave die-cast Iron Man, and this is a Marvel Legends Ghost Rider that I repainted. Took me a little while, but I'm very chuffed I did it. As you can see, he's got burn marks on the exhaust, dirt in the engine. There was no detail in the engine before, it was all just one big blocky silver piece. They've been using it and reusing it again and again for other figures, but you can see there's a lot more detail in it now. Even the handles of the bike and the buttons have all been repainted to make it look like a real bike, so I'm very proud of myself for doing that. And then we've got some Revel Techs, and this is my posing shelf. These are the figures I get down when I really want to extreme pose things. Because obviously Hot Toys, because of the clothing restrictions and the price, sometimes you don't want to just batter them to death. So you will occasionally want to just sit there and pose something, and these are great to move about and get real dynamic styles out of them. And then the Comic Cave 112 Hulkbuster. Still a very impressive piece. And then I've just got a row shelf of Marvel Legends that I liked or picked up when I was out and about, because it's actually quite rare in the UK to find a Marvel Legend out and about in the wild. It's very strange. Forbidden Planet does them, and that's all I find them in really in London. I go to Forbidden Planet, and to make the trip worthwhile, I'll occasionally pick up a Marvel Legend just so I can go home and pose and play with it. These are great for sitting on the sofa with and just putting into poses and stuff just while you're watching TV, and they just help you practice, which is nice. And that's about it, guys, I think. Yeah, you've seen the updates now, all the newest figures, all that I've done so far. Yeah, I am running out of space though. I suppose worst case scenario, I could always put them a few in the spare room, couldn't I? Oh, what about the lion? Crap. Think. Ah, I've got an idea. Hang on. Wife! Fancy playing decoy? What? Oh yes, I forgot. She's already been eaten by the lion. Shit. Wait, hang on. Who's going to unload a dishwasher? Crap. Okay guys, that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe, and if you can do me a favour now, if you can get the fuck out of my cave, I've got to call animal control. Bye bye.